Nearly 10 years ago we got Arma 3 the next generation in military simulations, and I got what the game insane I meet still is Arma 3. Has been an incredibly long-lasting title and still to this day. Has one of the healthiest player bases on Steam when it comes to multiplayer games after Arma 2's rise to fame with popular mods like Westland or DayZ. Arma 3 was always going to be big, but yet, almost a decade later, still having just under 2,000 player-consumed players daily. It has got to be a rare thing yet, with a 3-year break between Arma 1 and 2, then a 4-year break. Between Arma 2 and 3 the questions was on people's minds when would Arma 4 come. It was a constant. Each in the communities that had not really been answered and was still hanging for years and years. Arma Reforger dropped on Steam. So was this the Arma 4 everyone had been waiting for? Well, not quite. The main question on people's minds was why the hell does this thing exist? It's not Arma 4. It's more or just a tech demo or testing, and it costs 13. What are you doing, Bohemia? Why have you bought this out to multiplayer mods, a 51km square map using the same map from the original Arma game back in 2006? It's pretty cool, but it's cost a decent chunk of money. What is the point of it? Arma 4 has, by the way, been confirmed, and it is on its way using the same engine that is Arma Reforger. Tech demo is using it to test and try out new things. To put it in that mainline game, Arma Reforger has been confirmed to have 1 year of support and updates, so well, probably see Arma 4 within the next couple years or so, but it's Bohemia, so that's very much destined to change in the future. It really seems like this is just a big test for the new engine. Bohemia confirmed themselves that Reforger is running the same tech and will give players a really good and close as possible idea as to what Arma 4 is, but it is not the game, it's a completely separate standalone experience. So don't go and buy Reforger if you're expecting Arma food, but what are the main features of this standalone experience? Well, why list? I said it was 2 multiplayer games. There is kind of one main game mod. It's called Conflict. It's very much a big complicit versions of Battlefield Conquest mod. There's another mod called Game Master, which is a little bit like Zeus in the old Arma 3. Lately you edit great mods in real time. With real players, the map ever on is really nicely detailed. There is some beautiful graphics on here, and the lighting engine is another level. It feels a little bit better optimized than what Arma 3 had, but not massively so, and you are able to explore everywhere on the map. With all its variety and beautiful looking detail, the game has some variety of guns and vehicles, but a lot less than I think a lot of people expected it to. I mean, it's an armor game and there are not any jets. And not really any tanks either. Reforger does go a little bit future, though it's actually available on Xbox console. So not only is it to test Arma 4's capabilities on the current systems, but it looks like we are actually going to get our first mainline Arma game on consoles within the future. So is it any good? That's the killer questions. Well, it's okay, optimization is better than Arma 3. As mentioned, also I kind of feel like Arma 3 in some ways does look better. In terms of actual fidelity and detail on content texture lighting, I think in this is a bit better, and foliage is captured in a more realistic way. Yeah, at least in moments it feels a bit weird for a 10-year-old game now to still look on par, if not better in some experiences than Arma Reforger yet. Whilst it's pretty cool, it's a pretty nice tech demo and it's really exciting for the potential it has in the future. A lot of Arma fans are a little bit angry it's $13 and there are so many limits on this game. It has a small tutorial couple of game mods, but it ends about there. Few vehicles, no tanks, no jets, and very few of those great scenarios that you are able to play in single and multiplayer. Within Arma, Yeah, it's hard not to say I don't enjoy it, because it does actually improve on more things that Armor always fell back on, big overhauls to that combat, the gunplay. It's really fun and exciting again. It feels like some great refined gunplay from a first-person shooter simulator, but put within Armor, which was never really the case. Of Armor 2 or 3 it kind of was always a little bit clunky, which was not ideal for a military simulation. Every building as well is enterable, ways in Arma 3 there was a few, and even the one that you could go in very pretty much empty. Arma Reforger has completely overhauled that the world feels alive, like it's really been lived in vehicles as well. The handling is way better, there is also much better more detail to the interactions.